What's up? Weekly Metal Reviews here with a discussion, news, story, real big news dropping in the world of heavy music. Suicide Silence, who is, I'm pretty sure everybody know, former vocalist Mitch Lucker passed away, how long, about a year
Almost
ago
a year
maybe,
ago.
and Suicide Silence has since been inactive, and now they have a new vocalist, and his name is Eddie Hermida from All Shall Perish, and we're here to discuss our thoughts on him joining the band and just everything about it. Before we get to that, I'm going to read what Suicide Silence has posted as their official statement. They said that, for those unfamiliar, our relationship with Eddie goes way back to the Spreading Disease tour, our first U.S. headlining run in 2006. I did not know that, but I guess they've known each other for a while. So, Mitch and Eddie remain longtime friends, and we felt that if the band were to continue, it should be with someone Mitch knew personally and respected as both a friend and an artist. We chose Eddie as our new frontman in association with long-standing relationship and countless other attributes, from his quality of character to his dynamic vocal abilities, that make him the absolute best fit for this band. We hope you will all embrace this decision with open arms and understanding that this is what Mitch would have wanted. He would have wanted his brothers to stick together and carry forward with what he helped create. Every time we step on stage, it will be in his honor for our legacy. Suicide Silence will continue. That's from the band themselves. And so, what's your thoughts?
Initially, when the rumors started to surface about a new Suicide Silence vocalist, I first thought that, if all the members of Suicide Silence wanted to move on and stuff, and they found another vocalist, which at the time people were saying was Eddie, I thought that they should at least change the name, because a lot of Suicide Silence was Mitch Lucker, and, he was a big part of the band. But after hearing that, I guess it is their band and they can decide what they want and everything. As long as they don't suck, I would think it's a tribute to Mitch Lucker, but I mean, there's a lot of pressure to really own up to keeping the name and moving forward, and I'm sure they'll do okay, but it's just, if I don't like it, I mean, that's just me, then I don't know. I'll just, I hope it's not for nothing. The thing about Eddie, though, is I wonder if he's going to keep doing what he's doing with All Shall Perish, because it is hard to be in two bands that are, touring and stuff, and if All Shall Perish is going to find a new vocalist, that would be very interesting. And I wonder who they would get if that happens, or
They haven't been doing much recently either.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were doing.
I mean, back when, it was long enough for people to really move on from Mitch, I thought that even though he has a life and a career now and everything, as many people thought, I thought it would be cool that Ricky Hoover make his return to metal, the guy from Suffocate, and maybe do vocals with Suicide Silence, but, I mean, he has a career now, he's, has his own life and everything, like Phil Bozeman, but he's in a band, and, who knows, this could work out, it's just, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I did not like this decision as well. I was just thinking that I almost didn't want Suicide Silence to continue. I just felt like Sam, Suicide Silence is Mitch Lucker. That he's the voice of that band. I just felt without him that's not the same. And I also didn't want this to happen because I don't want All Shall Perish to come to an end. I mean, if he can do both bands, that would just be the best thing in the world. That would be great for everybody. It's a win-win. But if he actually does leave All Shall Perish, which we don't know at this point, then that would be kind of sad. But like Sam said, if they can pull this off, that they can just create a banger of an album, then I'll be fine with that. They did post a snippet of Eddie singing a part of "You Only Live Once," which I thought it sounded really good. I thought he pulled off Mitch Lucker's vocals really good. You can tell that he's actually kind of changed and improved as a vocalist a little bit in that. And if it's anything like that, then I mean, I'm fine with this decision. It's just, I don't know. Do you think they did this too soon? Do you think it's too soon to find a vocalist after this?
It's about a year, and I mean, looking at it from a career standpoint, I mean that's their only source of income. I mean, they never thought Mitch would go, and they thought they would have the band at all times. And I mean, I guess they need a job. I mean, sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and I think that it's definitely long enough. I mean, it's about a year, and they said they're doing it in Mitch's honor and everything. They're moving forward at a good pace, and they're making sure there aren't any loose ends. Not like, we're moving on. If you don't like it, we don't care, or whatever. I mean, they're being nice about it and kind of professional and everything. And
yeah,
there is a lot at stake, though. I feel for some fans, and just what happens. But
I think this could really, split some of their fan base too. Some might want them to continue and keep making music. Some might just be like, you should stop. Mitch Lucker's not in the band anymore. What was I gonna say? But I mean, you look in the past. Alice in Chains has continued without Lane Staley. What am I thinking? Cliff Burton. Old bassist of Metallica. They continued without him. I mean, it's happened before, but like if they can pull this off, that'll be tremendous. It'll be pretty cool.
The one thing that I am waiting to hear is myself personally. I don't know about anyone else. I used to like All Shall Perish when their last album came out a couple of years ago. And I liked it at the time, but since then I haven't been too interested in this band. And Eddie's vocals don't, they're very All Shall Perish. And I'm just wondering how he will perform with Suicide Silence. Well, whether he will try to continue what he did in the small clip and keep going as a Suicide Silence vocalist, or be Eddie from All Shall Perish. But I mean, I would like to see more of what he did in the clip, because he did bring back some lows that have been absent in Suicide Silence for quite some time, and
I think he'll bring that back.
Yeah, I mean, the highs weren't Mitch. It's hard to have Mitch highs, but he did well. It's just I
think one thing that I think they'll benefit from, this is personal opinion, of course, is I think lyrically it'll be a step up. I always thought that towards the end, the Black Crown and stuff, I wasn't all into the lyrics that Mitch Lucker wrote. I thought they were a little cheesy at times, like "fuck everything," for example. I think that Eddie is going to be a huge step up in that department. But
I mean, as long as they aren't always about the government, I mean, there's enough of that in deathcore. But like, as long as they aren't just the government screws us over. I mean, as long as there's some type of quality there.
I mean, there's a lot of, like Sam was saying earlier. I mean, they need jobs. There was a lot of money in this band, I'm sure, because when you have your album, I think the Black Crown debuted in the top 30 or 40. I mean, that's just huge. So it's obvious that they were, probably making good money, and they don't want that to end.
Yeah, I mean, think about how many people you saw at your high school wearing Suicide Silence shirts. If you're in high school now, if you just graduated in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Not if you're like 40. Yeah.
Anything else?
I just hope they impress me. I mean, I don't see much of a chance for a complete failure, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But
my guess is that before they put a new record out, they'll do a new tour with Eddie. That's just my guess. I have a feeling that'll happen early next year or something. So, I mean, it's cool that Suicide Silence is continuing with a very good vocalist. So this is just our thoughts. Let us know what you think of Eddie from All Shall Perish joining Suicide Silence and Suicide Silence continuing. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.